Hello everyone, my name is Gwen. I'm the developer and the artist for Seagrass Explorer. A little bit about me. I'm a fourth year marine biology major at Northeastern University, but I have been an artist as much as a scientist for my entire life, and I've always looked for ways to bring those two things together. As of right now, you can find my work in a paper on flamboyant cuttlefish that I published last year with Dr. Roger Hanlon at the Marine Biological Laboratory in Woods Hole, as well as in the Massachusetts Seagrass Restoration Database. Both of those were very fun projects and a little bit outside of my expected purview as just a marine biologist, but that's what has made them so interesting to me, I think. When COVID hit the US last March, I was working in the Hughes Lab here at Northeastern, helping study oyster reefs and seagrass beds. Our lab and the rest of the university got shut down, and suddenly I couldn't actually come into the lab anymore, so the work that I was doing had to shift and change to comply with the new restrictions and the requirements that our work be digital. Something that we started to focus on was the fact that a lot of local marine science summer education programs, many of which our lab was involved in anyway, were being canceled due to COVID. And marine science is such a hands-on subject that most of these programs didn't really have a good online alternative. We decided that we wanted to create one, and so I started working on Seagrass Explorer, a virtual aquarium meant to show students something new in the field of marine biology, even though many of them couldn't leave their homes anymore. Almost everything that you're going to see in the game, with the exception of the signs, which were made by my absolutely wonderful mentors, Dr. Randall Hughes and Dr. Tori Hanley, everything else was designed, built, and animated by me. If you asked me in high school whether I thought I would ever do something like this as a college intern in a marine biology lab, my answer would have absolutely been no. I wouldn't have even thought of it as an option, to be honest. And I'll grant that it only became one because of some very extraordinary circumstances, thanks to COVID, but I would really encourage anyone else with an interest in science and art to always ask a lot of questions and try to get involved wherever you can, because you never know where it'll take you. For me personally, this project is definitely the furthest down that path that I've ever gone. I actually wanted to take the time to show you guys a tiny bit of that process, just in case anyone finds themselves interested in the idea of a job like this one. So here's a time lapse of me making a 3D model of a grass shrimp, one of the species that's featured in the aquarium. So our main goal with this project was to develop an interactive game which would let us share all the things that make seagrass beds such unique, beautiful, important habitats. We hope to do that by showing you some of the many critters that call the seagrass beds home, outlining the ways that we're trying to restore and conserve them, and then highlighting a few scientists who are studying seagrass beds and who are asking really interesting questions that can help us further our understanding of these ecosystems. Before you play, we're asking you to take a survey. It's not for a grade or anything, it's just to get some initial information on how much you feel like you know about seagrass beds. You'll take the same survey again once you've finished going through the aquarium, and this is where you can really help us because we're relying on this information from the pre and post survey answers to tell us whether or not this game works well as an engaging educational tool. Otherwise, just enjoy the aquarium. I arranged it in 3 exhibits, so you have an introductory exhibit that teaches you about the importance of seagrasses, an ecology exhibit to showcase some of the critters that make up their home there, and rely on the health of the ecosystem to thrive, this is my favorite exhibit personally, and then a conservation exhibit to discuss some of the ways humans are causing harm to seagrass beds, as well as the steps that we've been working on to bring them back. The exhibits are arranged in a linear order, but feel free to wander through at your own pace and take it in however you want. But that's really all I have to say. So thank you all so much for taking the time to come and try out Seagrass Explorer. This little game and its creatures and the ecosystem it represents are all very close to my heart, and I'm so happy it found a home here at the Marine Science Symposium. I hope that it shows you something new and interesting. Take care.